All right, guys. Lesson 3.8 is going to be tables of exponential functions 2. So it's going a little deeper with these tables and including negatives in the x's basically is the new thing here for today. So you'll be given an exponential function of this. Remember, exponential means x is up in the power. And it will basically say make a table and make a graph. I'll make my table this way today. Okay, and it will say from -2 to 2. For your table. Okay, so if you start with 0, that's the easiest place to start. So 6 times 2 to the 0. Remember, anything to the 0 power is 1, so this is just 6 times 1. Okay, we plug in 1, 6 times 2 to the 1. It's just actually 6 times 2 is 12. And then 6 times 2 squared is actually 6 times 4, 24. Okay, if you go backwards here, 6 times 2 to the -1. Remember, 2 to the -1 meant flip it over. It really means 1 over 2 to the 1, or 1 over 2. So really it's 6 times a half. If you cross cancel there, you're really just down to 3 and 1. So really it's just 3. And then if I do 6 times 2 and I plug in -2 like that, remember that meant 6 over 1. And this is going to be 1 over 2 squared. Remember that. Okay, 2 to the -2 is 1 over 2 to the 2. So really we're talking 6 over 1 times 1 over 4. You can cancel that down, divide by 2. It's really 3 over 2. All right, and then you're to graph that out. I'll graph this first one. I probably won't graph the second one just to make the video not quite so long. Okay, it's a little tricky because we got to get up to 24 on our y. So I'm probably going to count by like 2s. I guess count by 2s. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 22, 24. Okay, so at -2, we're at 3 over 2, which is just 1.5. So it's like maybe here, you know, a little below the 2. At -1, I'm up at 3, which is here. Remember, I counted by 2s. At 0, I'm up at 6, 2, 4, 6. At 1, I'm way up at 12. And at 2, I'm up at 24, way up at the top here. Notice it starts sharply rising. Okay, that's what these graphs are going to do. Exponential curves. They kind of flatten out on this backside, but they go up very steep over here. Okay, but it actually just kind of keeps getting flatter out here. It's never actually going to go below the x-axis, if you think about it, because you're just constantly dividing by 2. Actually, in this case, divide by 2, I get down to 6, I get down to 3, 1.5. If I kept dividing by 2, it would keep getting smaller, but it would never get to 0, honestly. So this line just hugs it here. Let's do one more with a fraction here. It'll be -2 to 2 again. Do 0 first. It's a very easy way to start. 3/4 of the 0. Remember, anything to the 0 is 1, so it's just 4 times 1. Okay, then let's go up here. 4 over 1 times 3 over 4. For this one, it's actually just 3. If you think about canceling there. And then 4 over 1 times 3/4 squared. Remember, that means do this. 3/4 times 3/4. 4 over 1 times 9/16. This also cancels. So we're talking 9 over 4. Okay, that's the positives. So going down here in the negatives, you can do the same thing. 4 times 3/4 to the -1. Remember, negative power means you flip her over. So it's 4 over 1 times 4/3. Flip that over to the 1 power. So really we're talking 16/3. It's 5 1/3. And then this last one, 4 over 1 is going to be times 3/4 to the -2. That's going to be 4 over 1 times 4/3 squared. Okay, I flip that, make that +2. So we're talking 4 over 1 times 4/3 times 4/3 So what, 16 times 4, 64 over 9, which is, man, 9 times 7, 7 and a ninth, I believe. Okay, so that's a little tricky getting those. But you would graph that out then and see this graph is actually going to be shrinking down like this. Okay, so make sure you graph it out accurately to get full credit. I just want to save you some time and say, hey, if you guys would be able to graph this out, and it would start up high here and get down to a low number here. You might want to just change these to a mixed numbers, 2 1/4. Okay, like that. Okay, get a hold of me if you have any questions.